Let's talk socially responsible investing for a moment. We've talked about this a lot with you in the past, and it's important to how you look at where you want to be invested. But now there's this talk right now, if you want to have an impact on stopping climate change, global warming, you need to get out of a bunch of names. What do you make of this?
Yeah, for us, it's a matter of engaging with those companies because we're long-term oriented. We want to stay, focused on sustainability, but really get into companies. The U.S. needs to set a price for carbon emissions, and then that would bring the economy and investors like us into the marketplace. It's not a matter of on or off. It's a matter of long-term engagement. Life isn't just black and white, as we've discussed. It's really a complex issue, and it needs that dialogue and future investment, but also diminishing opportunities in other areas, and particularly in oil and in coal.
There's something I don't understand about the approach that you've decided to take relative to sort of legacy fossil fuel businesses. If you believe that climate change is a problem, why doesn't divestment have an impact? Because, as you'll recall, and you will, you did take a position regarding firearms after the Newtown shooting. How is it that this situation isn't comparable to that situation?
Obviously, Eric, that situation was very unique and had its own fact pattern. This situation is very long-term, and it has a different fact pattern. And one of the key points I think that we need to focus on is, if you look at the world, the advocates are saying you don't have to stop the use of fossil fuels. You can't. It's in all kinds of products, cosmetics. How are we going to fly in airplanes? You have to have fossil fuels. We just need to lower the use of fossil fuels around the world. And so for us, it's a matter of trying to invest in the new opportunities for energy generation, which we do, solar, wind as an infrastructure investment, but then also try and engage with companies to try and get them to improve the products they make, change their mix. ExxonMobil's a lost cause. I get that. But the products that they produce are still going to be used. What we're seeing and what we believe is to a lesser extent, but that's going to be the big dialogue.
If funds like CalSTRS, for example, and other large institutional investors put a scarlet letter on, it doesn't matter who, Exxon, for example, Phillips, Peabody, coal, even some of the lenders perhaps that finance, so to speak, dirty energy, wouldn't that make a difference if you all acted collectively and nobody would invest in these stocks? They wouldn't be able to raise fresh capital, and that would force a change in theory, right? It would force a change in behavior.
That's the heart of the debate about the divestment movement, and I really wish that one of the universities that's watching your show would step up and really study it. Because you hit it on the head. We divested of 2 firearm companies a year and a half ago. Has that made a difference to those companies? Frankly, not at all. They don't know that we don't invest, and they don't care. What it does is it makes us invisible. So it takes $190 billion, and we're just not even involved in the discussion anymore.